The space station's observation deck was my favorite place, though nobody else seemed to care for it. The deck was quiet, the hum of the station's engines muffled beneath the wide dome of transparent alloy. Through it, stars glittered in endless darkness, their light sharp against the black. I liked to come here when my duties ended, mostly because it was the one place I could talk without anyone listening. That night, or what counted for night on a station orbiting the mining planet Duras, I sat cross-legged on the floor by the viewport. My voice was low, just enough for me to hear. Another day, same routine. Fix the oxygen scrubbers, patch the hull leaks, dodge the commander's lectures. At least the view's honest. I sighed and tilted my head toward the stars. Sometimes I think they're listening. That maybe someone out there actually cares to hear what I have to say. It was foolish, I knew. Talking to myself had been a habit since Earth, a way of unloading thoughts when there was nobody trustworthy around. I thought I was safe here, under the vast silence of space. Then came the voice. Musical. Definitely not mine. I hear you. I jumped, nearly smacking my head on the dome. My heart pounded as I whipped around. A figure stood at the edge of the deck, half hidden in the shadows. Lender. Not in station-issued uniform. Her skin gleamed faintly like silver touched with violet light, and her eyes, huge, luminous, the kind you couldn't look away from, fixed on me with quiet amusement. I scrambled to my feet. How did you get in here? She stepped forward. Her hair, dark with streaks of blue, fell like a river across her shoulders. I've been here longer than you think. You just never noticed me. That was impossible. The deck had security scans, pressure locks, the works. No one slipped in unnoticed. And yet, she didn't move like a stowaway. More like she belonged here. Look, I stammered. I was just talking to myself. Nothing important. Her lips curved into a small smile. Nothing important. You asked if the stars cared. I do. The beginning of strange conversations. Her name, she later told me, was Lyra. Not human, obviously. She never gave me a species, only that she came from the farther currents, wherever that was. At first, I thought she was a hallucination brought on by too many shifts without proper rest. But she kept appearing, always on the observation deck, always when I was talking aloud. You only find me when you speak your thoughts, she said one evening. Perhaps that's why you noticed me now. Because I'm crazy enough to talk to myself? I muttered. Her laugh was like water trickling over stone. Because your thoughts reach farther than you believe. Most humans build walls around their minds. Yours is different. Open. I didn't know what she meant. All I knew was that for the first time since shipping out to Dura Station, someone actually listened. First, our talks were simple. I'd rant about my superior officers, about the endless grind of maintaining old equipment. She'd tilt her head, listening with that gentle smile, sometimes asking questions. Then, gradually, the conversations deepened. You humans, she mused once, speak of loneliness even when surrounded by many. Why is that? Shrugged. Because most people don't actually listen. They hear words, not meaning. And you think I hear meaning? I looked at her glowing eyes, at the way her expression softened when I spoke. Yeah, I think you do. The middle, secrets revealed. Weeks passed, and Lyra became part of my nightly routine. I almost looked forward to ending my shift just to unload everything I'd bottled up inside. One night, when the stars burned especially bright against the dark, she surprised me. You should not stay here much longer, she said, her tone uncharacteristically serious. Why? I'm under contract. Still got 2 years before I can request a transfer. Her gaze flicked to the stars. This station is not safe. My kind have sensed disturbances in the void. Shadows moving closer. Your commanders do not see it, but I do. I laughed nervously. You mean pirates? Or, not pirates. Predators. Old ones. Her eyes shimmered with an emotion I hadn't seen from her before. Fear. They come to consume. I should have dismissed it. An alien apparition warning of predators in the void sounded like the kind of story miners told after too many rations of synth ale. But something in her voice, in the raw urgency, made me believe. That night I couldn't sleep. The following week, strange things started happening. Power fluctuations. Alarms misfiring. One cargo vessel went missing during a routine supply run. Command brushed it off as technical errors or navigation faults, but I remembered Lyra's words. You knew this was coming, I whispered when she appeared again. She nodded gravely. I tried to warn you. They move faster now. Then help me convince the others. If they see you, they will not see me. Only you. That hit harder than I expected. Why me? Her smile returned, tinged with sadness. Because you speak. Because you listen. That bond lets me cross the distance. Without it, I am only a shadow. The attack. The predators came without warning. One moment, the station rotated peacefully above Duras, lights glowing against the endless dark. The next, a siren split the air. Unidentified vessels incoming. Shields compromised. All personnel to battle stations. Through the viewport I saw them. Jagged ships, shaped less like machines and more like the bones of some ancient beast. They swarmed the station, tearing through defenses with terrifying ease. Panic erupted. Crews scrambled to defensive turrets. Engineers like me rushed to seal off pressure breaches. But we were hopelessly outmatched. In the chaos, I found myself back on the observation deck. And there she was. Lyra. You have to leave, she urged. Escape pods, go now. I can't just leave everyone. I shouted over the station's trembling walls. If what you said is true, they'll kill us all. Her luminous eyes locked on mine. Then let me help. She pressed her palm against the viewport. Light spread from her hand, shimmering across the dome. For a moment, the station's failing shields flared brighter, repelling the enemy's assault. You can do that, I whispered. Her voice shook. Only for a short time. You must act while I hold them back. I ran, heart pounding, through smoke-filled corridors, patching breaches, rerouting power, guiding terrified crew to escape pods. Every time the station groaned under another impact, I prayed Lyra was still holding the line. Hours, or maybe minutes, blurred into one desperate struggle. At last, reinforcements from the planetary defense fleet arrived, driving the predators into retreat. The station was wrecked but alive. Barely. When I stumbled back to the observation deck, exhausted, Lyra stood by the viewport, her form flickering like fading starlight. You stayed, I gasped. You saved us. Her smile was faint. I heard everything you said. Every doubt. Every hope. And I wanted to prove you were not alone. The ending, what remains? After the attack, Command credited the victory to emergency shield surges and the timely arrival of defense forces. No one spoke of the alien girl who had held the predators at bay with her very presence. No one but me. I searched the observation deck nightly, whispering into the silence. Lyra, are you still there?